Well, good morning. Welcome to Universidad Carlos III de Madrid. It is an honor for us to welcome you all to hold the 2017 Emoocs Annual Conference, a curious in-person conference on online courses. Thank you for being here, and the opening ceremony will follow.
Good morning. As the rector of Universidad Carlos III de Madrid, I would like to welcome all of you to this opening ceremony. The first speaker is the General Chair of Emoocs 2017, Professor Carlos Delgado Kloos.
Director General of Universities and Research of the Madrid Regional Government, Professor José Manuel Torralba, Director of the Office of General Secretariat of the Universities of the Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports of Spain, Rector of the University, Juan Romo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Buenos días. Welcome to Spain. Welcome to Madrid. Welcome to UCCM. You know the story about the inventor of chess who went to the Emperor of India and showed him his invention. The Emperor was very impressed and wanted to grant this man a wish. And he said, my wish is very modest. I just want rice. I want to have 1 grain of rice in the first square, 2 in the second, 4 in the next, doubling each time the number of grains in each successive square until the very end. And the emperor said, oh, that's very easy. Your wish shall be granted. What the emperor didn't know was that this wish was impossible to fulfill. You would need the production of India of 5,000 years to get the number of grains of rice needed, or filling up the surface of India 20 meters high. So unfortunately, the emperor didn't know about exponential growth. We are used to maybe linear growth, thinking about quadratic growth, but exponential is very difficult to reason with. The bad news is that we're living today in times of exponential growth. This is the growth of computing power. Soon we will reach the power needed equivalent to the brain of a mouse, then the brain of a person, of a human being, and soon after that, the power of brains of the whole humanity. But it's not just the computing power who behaves exponentially. Also, the human population in the world, the fast pace of revolutions taking place in society, agricultural, industrial, in an even faster pace, and the skills needed for the workforce to behave, to compete in these different societies. So what can we do in these times of uncertainty, in these times of difficulty, where it is very difficult to reason about the future? What should be higher education be organized? What are the spaces, the times, the technology needed for these times of uncertainty? In this context, the best thing we can do is to listen to thought leaders, to experiment and try things, to share the best practices, to at least try to do as good as possible. And in this conference, we could not have dreamed of having a better team of keynote speakers who are thought leaders in their area. Today, we'll have 2 keynote speakers, Professor Sir Tim O'Shea, Vice Chancellor, this is what in other countries are called President or Rector of the University of Edinburgh, and Javier Hernández-Ros, Interim Director at DG Connect at the European Commission. Tomorrow, we'll have 2 CEOs of successful companies in the MOOC arena. One is Rick Levin, CEO of Coursera, and the other one is Simon Nelson, CEO of FutureLearn. On Wednesday, we'll have Ananta Garbal in this session combined with OpenEdX. OpenEdX Developers Conference of the OpenEdX platform starts on Wednesday, and we'll be having this joint session on Wednesday morning. And for those staying until Friday, for the Spanish track, we'll have Carolina Yu, CEO of Telefónica Educación Digital, and Professor Armando Fox of the University of Berkeley having keynote speeches in Spanish. So we have 4 CEOs of successful companies, 2 academic professors, and 1 representative of the public administration in Europe. But to squeeze everything possible out of these, at least the CEOs, we'll have the one and only Pierre Dillenbourg of EPFL in Switzerland in a panel session tomorrow afternoon with undisclosed questions given to these 4 CEOs. So I think we've managed to put together, on the one hand, a scientific conference with proceedings published with Springer lecture notes for the education, for the research and experience track. Also a commercial fair where you will have on display several companies which are active in the MOOC area. You have listed them there. You can see them below, learn about what they are offering, and also a rich forum for the exchange of ideas with posters and work-in-progress papers for research and experience, position papers of the policy track, business track, what are the future business models, 9 very interesting workshops on many interesting things on how to make a MOOC, how to design a MOOC, how to use MOOC technology for blended learning, and ample possibilities for socialization. Speaking about proceedings, we have 3 kinds of proceedings. The one mentioned, Springer lecture notes in computer science, but we have 2 others which are published online on Seoul workshops, which is one for the work-in-progress papers and for the policy papers, and the other one for the Spanish track. All 3 are available online. If you go to one of the home pages, emoocs.eu or emoocs2017.sketch.com, you will have the links to download all 3 proceedings. The one by Springer is only available in the next 4 weeks. After that, you have to pay for it, but now you can download it. So this has been possible by including the work of many people, and I cannot mention them all. I'd like to mention just a few names. For the experience track, Mar Perez and Agustin from Chile and Patrick Germain from EPFL, together with their committee, have put together these 5 very interesting research track sessions. For the research track, Dan Seaton from Harvard did a tremendous job, together with Sue White and their committee, to put up these 5 sessions. The policy track, we have Darko Jansen from the EDTU in the Netherlands and Marco Calise from the staff, Federico Secondo in Naples. 4 sessions there. The business track, Thomas Staubitz from Hasso-Plattner Institute in Germany and Karim Mongenet in FAN in France. Also 4 sessions. Then we have the Spanish track on Friday with a large committee with Carlos Alario Hoyos from UC3M and Rocar Hernandez from Galileo. And the workshops. Don't forget about the workshops. They are filling up. Some are already full. Very interesting stuff, 9 different workshops to choose from, organized by Eva Mendez and Pedro Muñoz Merino from this university. And the organization committee. The people behind the scenes, many people of the university in different roles have made this possible. If I want to mention just 2 persons, because they have been working day and night, let me mention Raúl Aguilera and Rosa Sánchez, but many others, Teresa Malo, Juan Manuel Moreno, the manager of the university, and all the staff and services behind it have done a tremendous job, even if the slides didn't work at the very beginning. So I'd like to thank the gold sponsors, especially for the support, for the generous support, particularly McGraw-Hill, edX, Coursera, and FutureLearn. Thank you to them. The silver sponsors, Telefónica Educación Digital, Open SAP and Small, and the bronze sponsors, Turnitin and Typing DNA for the general support. Then there are many other collaborators, Springer, Sir, Pau, Education, who took over the registration. Many thanks to them. European University Association in Madrid and the UNESCO chair at this university on scalable digital education for all. So a bit more operational things. Please make sure to consult this website on your desktop, on your laptop, or on your mobile phone. It has the schedule where you can filter by types of events, by date, by day. You can make on your own schedule of your interests. You can register for the workshops. So have a look at it. It's very handy. It's very good. And this website, you can see also all the participants, more than 350. You can look at their faces. You can remember their faces and where they come from in order to talk to them, to socialize with them, to learn from one another. 350 people, more than that. So I think it's a tremendous job. I think some people are still looking around in the metro station or on the train station to come here. So to finalize these words, let me say just that there are two kinds of rooms, the A rooms close to the auditorium, where the plenary and some of the panel sessions will take place, and then the B for biblioteca, for library, which is opposite this building with the dome, where we'll have also 3 rooms where there will be parallel sessions and workshops. Today and tomorrow, we will have mainly Emoocs. Wednesday and Thursday, there will be this combined session in the morning, and then Open edX will take over this space, and we will continue at the library, and on Friday we'll come back here. So I think it's a good combination, also event where interesting synergies can take place. Please tweet as much as possible so that this parallel digital conversation can take place as well. Follow Emoocs Summit, which is the official Twitter account, and use the hashtag Emoocs 2017. If you need Wi-Fi, if you have EduROM credentials, should work. Otherwise, we have here Emoocs events Wi-Fi is also in the handout, the password indicated so that you can tweet like crazy. So just to finalize, let me remember that tomorrow we will have this gala reception. This will not be here. It will be in the center of Madrid, close to the Cibeles Square, where last night the Real Madrid fans have been celebrating like crazy for the 33rd winning of the Liga. So very close to that, we'll have at the Círculo de Bellas Artes this reception at the top floor of this building, where you have a magnificent view of Madrid and some drinks and some interesting chat with colleagues. This is around 15 minutes walk from Atocha. So this is it. Thank you very much for coming. Have a good conference. Enjoy your time here at UCCM in Madrid. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos. The next speaker is the General Director of Universities and Research of the Madrid Regional Government, Professor José Manuel Torralba.
So thank you very much for your introduction, Rector. Just a few words just to welcome you, all of you here in the Carlos III University. This university was from the beginning was one of the universities in Spain who bet really on MOOCs courses from the beginning. I remember a few years ago, I am professor of this university, so for me it's another pleasure to be here also for this reason. When a few years ago, here for my first time about the MOOCs, I was surprised because I was even invited to prepare one MOOC a few years ago. It was impossible to me due to my other duties, but what I realized it was a really hard task. It was not easy to prepare a MOOC. So that means that when you have to prepare a MOOC, you have to involve most of the advanced technologies in teaching. So a MOOC is really in the middle of the innovation process in teaching, in in general, in principle. When MOOCs appeared, one of the successes of these projects were that the most important universities in the world were involved from the beginning in the development of MOOCs. This was one of the important things. It was one of the reasons that other universities, not so important than those universities, start to prepare MOOCs as a tool to produce knowledge and to spread the knowledge all over the world, not only related to the place in which the universities were located. But now maybe this is one of the challenges of the MOOCs, to put the knowledge not only abroad, not only out of the university walls, but also inside of the universities as a tool in the normal teaching in the university. So MOOCs is not only a tool for spreading knowledge out of the university, but also to use it as a tool for the professorships or for the people in the university to teach better than in previous years. So I have been also impressed by this event. I was during the weekend navigating through the web page of your web page, and I was really impressed about the keynote speakers, about the organization, the sponsors, everything. Thanks to all of you to contribute to do a success here in this event. But I am really impressed by the organization and by the quality and the level of the speakers and the people involved in the conference. So in that sense, I also wish you the best for these days, but I also invite you to try to know the university. You are in one of this university is one of the most recent universities created in the Madrid region. But this young university with 25 years of history has been always involved in the most advanced techniques in terms of teaching, in terms of research, in terms of the day-to-day life in one university. So you have the opportunity to know the university from inside. We have a really advanced departments related to the information communication technologies, so it's another opportunity to meet your colleagues of the university. Of course, any event like this is another opportunity to meet people from all over the world. This is an European event, but I have seen on the list of the people from all over the world, so that is another opportunity for establish connections with people everywhere. And another interesting thing is today you are in a very nice city, which is Madrid, with very nice weather during these next days. So take the opportunity also to visit the city. Your gala dinner will be, as Carlos has mentioned, in a very nice place in downtown. So this is another opportunity also to walk around the downtown and to know this marvelous city, which is Madrid. Nothing more, just thanks again to Carlos for this opportunity to be here today, to open this important event, and just the best wishes for you for these days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Director. Thank you, José Manuel. For Universidad Carlos III de Madrid, it's an honor to host this prestigious event. I would like to thank the General Chair, the other committee chairs, and the organizers for their efforts to make it possible. I would also like to thank the General Director of Universities and Research of Madrid Regional Government, José Manuel Torralba, and the Director of the Office of the Secretary General of Universities of the Ministry of Education of Spain, Enrique Collell, for being here and share this opening with us. I'm sure that the top level of speakers and the outstanding quality of the contributions will make a very successful conference. It is very important to share knowledge and the expertise of all of you, since you are referents in your fields and in your institutions. Our world is going through massive transformations which are radically changing our way of life and the way we interact. Those changes are even more critical in the field of education. The former Secretary General of United Nations, Kofi Annan, said, "Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family. Massive open online courses play a key role to provide that liberating and empowering education. And our institutions are in a privileged position to face the challenge to support the best initiatives and to manage the necessary transformation of our education models. Universidad Carlos III de Madrid has embraced MOOCs not only as part of our future development, but as the best way to improve our day-to-day work. We are committed to digital education, and this is particularly highlighted in our strategic plan for 2016-2022. This summit gives us the chance to reinforce this compromise and to keep on learning best practices under the best possible conditions. Thank you very much for the work you are developing and for sharing it these days. I wish you a fruitful conference and an enjoyable stay in Madrid. Thank you very much. And now, to close this opening ceremony, I would like to invite you to enjoy a few pieces of Spanish guitar music performed by Antonio Dueñas. Thank you, Antonio Dueñas, for the music, and I wish you a very fruitful conference. Thank you very much.